All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're taking a journey deep into the heart of one of the most vital and, honestly, most mysterious places on the entire planet. A place that literally shapes the air that we all breathe. So, I've got a question for you, right off the bat. Just think about the air you're breathing right now. Where on Earth does a huge chunk of it, like a full 20% of all that oxygen, actually come from? You might be surprised to learn it all comes from one single, sprawling place. And there's your answer, the Amazon rainforest. And look, this isn't just some big jungle we're talking about. It's basically a critical life support system for the entire globe, and its scale is, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. You've probably heard it called the lungs of the Earth, and for good reason. But it's so much more than just an oxygen factory. It's an ancient world, a living system that's been breathing and evolving for an incredible amount of time.
Get this, 55 million years. That's how long scientists think this rainforest has been around. I mean, to put that in perspective, that is way, way before the first humans ever walked the Earth. We are talking about some serious, deep evolutionary time.
So, okay, it's ancient, but just how big are we talking about here? Because you can't really grasp how important it is until you understand the sheer physical scale of the place. What's crazy is that the Amazon isn't just in one country. No way. It's so massive, it spills across 9 different nations. Brazil holds the lion's share, for sure, about 60% of it. But this really shows you how it's this interconnected web, a single ecosystem that links almost an entire continent. So here's the number, 6.9 million square kilometers. That is just a massive number. It's kind of hard to even picture what that looks like, right? So let's try to put that in perspective. Okay, think about the continent of Australia, the whole thing. The Amazon rainforest is almost that big. Seriously. Just imagine a single continuous forest covering nearly all of Australia. That's the magnitude we're dealing with. So we've established it's huge. But what's inside this massive forest? Well, if planet Earth had a biological capital city, like a headquarters for life itself, this would be it. The density and variety of life here is just unlike anywhere else. This next statistic is one of those that you kind of have to read twice to believe it. An estimated half, a full 50% of all living species on Earth are found in this one region. Plants, animals, insects, half of everything alive calls the Amazon home. Let's just break that down a bit. We're talking over 40,000 types of plants, 3,000 species of fish swimming in its rivers, nearly 1,300 species of birds up in the canopy, and then, get ready for this, an estimated 2.5 million different species of insects. It is a literal explosion of life. To put it simply, when you talk about global wildlife, you are, in a very real way, talking about the Amazon. A staggering 40% of all the planet's animals, birds, and insects live right here. But it's not just about the staggering numbers. The Amazon holds some truly incredible secrets. So let's go a little deeper, beyond the canopy, to really understand what life is like down on the forest floor. I want you to just imagine a place so thick with trees and leaves and vines that the sunlight just can't get through, ever. Down on the forest floor, it's a world of permanent twilight. It's almost like night all day long, and a whole different set of life has learned to thrive in that darkness. This is one of my absolute favorite facts. The canopy is so unbelievably thick that when a heavy rainstorm starts, I'm talking a real downpour, you could be standing on the forest floor and not feel a single drop of water for up to 12 minutes. That's how dense that ceiling of leaves is above your head. And the life that exists here is just extraordinary. You've got spiders that are big enough and strong enough to actually hunt birds. Yeah, you heard me right. There are something like 30,000 types of fruit. And it's not just plants and animals. The Amazon is home to over 400 distinct indigenous tribes, many of whom still live almost completely isolated from the modern world. So for all of these amazing things we've discovered, maybe the most astonishing fact of all is just how little we actually know about the Amazon. We've barely, and I mean barely, scratched the surface. 60%. Just let that number sink in for a second.
That's the estimated percentage of life forms in the Amazon that are still completely unknown to science. The majority of things living in this forest, we haven't even given them a name yet. It's a total mystery. And the reason for this mystery is pretty simple. It's just so hard to access. Biologists estimate they've only been able to properly study about 10% of the entire rainforest. That means a staggering 90% remains effectively uncharted by modern science. And that really leads us to our final thought. We live in an age where we feel like every corner of the globe has been mapped and documented. But the Amazon is this giant living reminder that that's just not true. It makes you wonder, right? What other secrets, what new medicines, what new species, what new truths about life on our own planet are still waiting to be discovered in that vast unexplored 90%?